Well, let me state up front that the purpose in me making these last few fishing videos is not that I'm not trying to build a fish channel. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. I am just responding to requests from a few people that they know I catch a lot of fish and they want me to put it on YouTube, how I do it. Well, they don't really know exactly what all they're asking. What catches fish is knowledge. It's not a fancy package, it's not a lure or anything else, it's knowledge. And that knowledge that it takes to catch any kind of fish anywhere in the world, any time of the year, is available to you. It was available to me, I took advantage of it. And for 50 years I have followed the written instructions, and they have led me straight to the fish and then told me how to catch it. It's as simple as that. But when a man named Buck Perry back in the 40s started formulating his theories on fishing, and in a few years he had it down pat. He put into print all of his discoveries and all of modern fishing, including the nomenclature that we use, the words that we use to describe our fishing, like structure and things like that, are his. It was coined by him. So Buck Perry made his living going around the country teaching successful fishing, not selling lures, but teaching successful fishing. And he trained a few other people to help him in his schools, his classroom and his on water schools. And his number one instructor was a man named Don Dixon. Well, thank God, Don Dixon. All right, Buck Perry, the father of modern fishing, died. Don Dixon was his number one instructor. He retired, but Don came out of retirement long enough to go on and make a whole series of videos on how to catch fish. How to catch any kind of fish anywhere in the world at any time of the year, period. Knowledge. He will teach you the knowledge that Buck Perry developed so many years ago, and knowledge of which the big lure manufacturers and all that, they don't want you to know this stuff. They absolutely don't want you to know it. The big boat manufacturers, none of these people want you to know the key to successful fishing, because then they can't say you new lures or new equipment every time they turn around, because they'll know that knowledge catches fish. So you will learn. Part of what you will learn is part of what I'm kind of trying to demonstrate in this video. You will learn to look at the weather conditions before you leave home, as far as that goes. But when you get to the lake, you look at the weather conditions, you look at the water conditions, and they will give you a really good idea of what's going on and what it's going to take on your part to catch a fish. So when I went to the lake this time, I looked at the water and weather conditions, and they were terrible. For catching fish, they were terrible. In other words, I know they're not going to be biting, as everybody says. They're just not going to be biting today at all. I know where they're at. They're deep and they're dormant. That's where most of them are at. And I know this. I'm positive of that. But within 5 minutes of being on the water, I absolutely know it. I've confirmed it. Because if there had been a movement of fish, I should have caught some kind of a fish within those first few minutes, but I didn't. I started fishing right at the ramp, right where I put my boat in. I trolled out of about a quarter of a mile long cove, I guess. Trolled out, went across the bar, or the point, on the downriver side of the cove. Then I went across the mouth of the cove and trolled across the upriver side, point, or bar that leads back into the cove. Caught nothing. Well, right near there, there's a boat dock that often has crappie on it. Well, I really wasn't expecting to catch any crappie on a day like today, but I thought, well, I'm going to take a couple minutes and just to see. That I did. And if there had been, if those spots or specks that I saw back in there were in fact crappie, not bluegill, then I'm sure they were just as dormant and closed mouthed as those that's in deep water. They were just taking shelter out of the conditions up under the docks, and they were just taking shelter there. So then I go out and I start my procedure of how am I going to find the fish. And Buck will teach you, Don Dixon will teach you if you'll go there how to go about it. I went about it in a logical, systematic manner to try to find the fish. And what I found was that knowledge from Buck Perry told me what kind of shoreline I needed to be fishing. That's what I was fishing. Then it told me how to fish that shoreline. Then I located bass at the scatter point, which is 10 foot, on structure. I located several bass, but they're all small bass. But that did tell me that there was a slight movement of fish. The fishing I had done coming out of the cove and across the mouth of that cove told me that there was practically no fish. There had been no major fish movement whatsoever. But what I found out here on this little point is there is a slight fish movement. Because when bass move up to the scatter point on structure at 10 foot, that means there is some activity. The bigger fish may be a little bit active, but off in the deep water. Now, I know what it's going to take if I want to try to find a bigger fish. I know what I want to do. But that's not what I want to do today, because I know that's going to be a slow process. What I want to do is catch fish. I live for the strike. I love that strike. If it's a crappie bumping, the thump at 20 foot deep, if it's a sip of a brown trout on a dry fly, whatever it is, it's the strike that you live for. So I want some action today. This is a bad fishing day, a terrible fishing day, but I'm determined I'm going to have some action today, and I did. So through the knowledge gained from studying Buck Perry, and which you can get by going to Don Dixon and looking up Don Dixon on YouTube, those few bass told me that there is a slight movement. Knowledge told me that there might just be some schools of small stripers up in the shallows. And if I can locate those schools, then I can have some good fishing today. And that's what I set about to do, and that's what I did. So it was through knowledge gained from Buck Perry, who was my mentor all these many years. He's dead and gone now. Now, Don Dixon was his #1 instructor. I never met Don. I don't know Don. But I do know that Don teaches pure Buck Perry fishing. He's the only person in the whole world done it. And he knows more about it than I do, because he fished in the boat with Buck Perry for 35 years. I knew Buck. He was my friend, and we corresponded and talked and things like that, but I never actually fished with him. But I did study his material. Oh boy, did I ever study it. But Don Dixon will show you, if you'll take the time to go to YouTube, Don Dixon Fishing, go to YouTube, he will teach you how to catch any kind of fish anywhere in the world at any time of the year. And catching fish is the name of the game. I'll talk to you on the water. Well, I just launched the boat, and in back into one of the major coves. So I trolled the shallows on the way out of the cove, and then across the point on one side of the cove, then went across the mouth of the cove, trolled across to the point on the other side of the cove that was heading back into the cove, and nothing. But I decided I would check this boat dock here that sometimes hold crappie. With my side imaging, I see a little bit of something there, so I'm going to go back and take a couple of minutes and make a few casts and see if there's actually any crappie under there. All right, I'm starting out checking this dock out, crappie, with a 1/32 ounce jig. Personally, I think it's going to prove to be too light. The water's a little bit warm. I think even for crappie, I'm going to need a little bit faster speed than what this one here is going to give me. That 1/32 is going to give me. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. Well, I think that this 1/32 ounce jig head is just too slow. Put on a little bit heavier one to go a little bit faster. So right now I'm going back and I'm shooting this dock with a little bit heavier jig to get a little bit faster, speed control. See what difference, if that is crapping, if I can figure out what it's going to take to make them hit. But I know that super slow fall was not doing it. So picked up the pace a little bit. Conditions are still bad. This is that period of post-spawn for that little while right after the spawn when fish seem to disappear and before they've moved into their summer patterns. Can be some of the toughest fishing of the year. Could be right after the spawn for a short period of time. Then they'll move into their summer patterns and they'll be much more predictable, much easier to find. All right, the fishing conditions are similar to what were there. They're not good, not the worst, not good. Water temperature is right at 80 degrees, 79.7. So I know that my speed most likely is going to have to be up a ways. I'm going to get it up to better than 5 miles an hour anyway to start out with. Right now I'm at 5 1/4. We'll just keep trolling and increasing and decreasing our speeds a bit. Checking out the shallow, flatter shoreline. We'll see what we come up with. Alright, I trolled contours and I got down to the 10-foot level. Caught my first fish. He's a little something. I think it's a little bass. Yeah. Real small largemouth. Now look at the size of the plug he hit. The size of spoon plug he hit. There you go, buddy. You hit right on this point. That point right here. Hit right off that point. At right at 10-foot deep depth, which is the scatter point. So I'm gonna go down here and turn around, make another pass up through there. I just made my second trolling pass over the same spot. I've got another fish. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is yet, but it's bigger than the other one. Really, I think it's a bass too. He's a little bit bigger than the other one, not much. How he got off. Confound it. The peckerwood got off on me. Oh well. Go back through there again. 2 passes, 2 fish. Now, the third fish at 10 foot deep. Let's see what hit. That sun's gonna get off too. I hook them. And then I stop turning this darn camera on. And they get off. Oh well. All right, this is a section of flatter shoreline with several bars and stuff. Actually, it's one great big bar with several points or fingers that come off and go out into the main river channel. And I've trolled it, and right now I've trolled down to about 10 foot deep, and I have caught, I've hooked 3. I've had 3. You know what? One reason I hadn't put the belly hook back on this one. We'll take it off. Put on one that has a belly hook. It's a different color, but I could care less. This is about the 5th or 6th fish that I've caught trolling right out the 10-foot contour, which is the scatter point. That's where you expect the fish to be, on the scatter point. On a day like this, I'm fishing for stragglers, and in the process trying to locate a good school of stripers or hybrids. But what I am catching is bass. Come on, bud. Come on. Come on. Took him a minute to recoup there. But anyway, go back to trolling the scatter point, which is the 10-foot depth. Right around this point right here, and this makes about the 3rd bass that I've caught on this point. And 3rd bass I've caught trolling in four trolling passes, I think. 4 bass. I've been fishing a little while, and because I keep turning this camera off and on because it's not consistent. I mean, it's not every minute. To save battery power, I turn the camera off. But I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 5, at least 5 bass in the last few minutes. There's no way that could be a bass. So far, all I've caught today has been largemouth. We'll see what this is. Bites like a little bitty striper, but I don't know what he is. We'll see. Yeah, it's got a big striper. That can't be no bass. There's no way that could be a bass.
Okay, you caught 2 fish right here.
Yeah. Do what?
Trout?
No, they're small stripers.
Stripers?
Yeah,
Okay.
just small ones. Apparently there's a school scattered right through here. So I'll troll back and forth to see what I can find.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to watch you do it.
Huh?
It's fun to watch you do it.
I fish so much faster than most people do. Like,
Yeah, you don't mess around.
the guys that, the regular fishermen, they call me speed racer. But it works. It works. Most of the time, most people.
You're not there to enjoy the scenery.
Oh, I love to. Even these little ones, when they hit and you're going that fast, the strike is fierce.
Yeah.
That's what you're fishing for.
That's good. Yes, it is.
So I'll be making a few more passes until I make a couple of 3 passes without catching one. Then I'll go on some more.
Yeah, that's the way life works, isn't it?
Yeah. Good talking to you.
Good talk to you.
which I am. I know exactly out here in fish hard and deep. Might eventually locate one. And would eventually locate one. And I swear, these things are so much fun. Got off. Good for you, buddy. There he is. And again, we've got it's not good conditions at all. But if you're willing to search for the stragglers, which I am, I know that I can go out here and fish hard and deep, might eventually locate one, and would eventually locate one. And I swear, these things are so much fun. Got off. Good for you, buddy. Back where we left off the other day. I'll go back here in a minute and see if I can catch him casting, because I could not catch him casting the other day. Oh, man, there's Dickens. There's a fighter. is. Let's get him up. There he is. There he is. Get back in there. Try to make a few casts through here. See if there's any chance you can catch anything at all cast. Finally, got one casting. What about that? That's more like it. Ready, cast. Come on now. There's a schoolity out there. Come on. Ah, there he is. Ah, missed him. Right. There he is. There he is. Now, daggone it. There's two coming through there. Daggone. He followed it right up to the boat. I mean, I ain't going fast enough. What that means. There he is. Burn it through there. I got him. Now, this is more like it. This is the way it's supposed to be. You troll to locate them, then wear them out casting. There he was. He got off. That's good. We'd all do that, did we? Wonderful. I don't know if the school might have moved. I might have to go back to cast or troll them to find out exactly where they went. in the coveways. Got him. Even though I could go back and catch some on the cast this time. The troll is more reliable.
What you catching? Hybrid?
Yeah.
Beg pardon?
What are you catching them on?
A little thing called a spoon plug.
Yeah.
You've probably never seen one.
What's it called again?
Come here, I'll show it to you.
Called what?
A spoon plug.
Spoon plug.
A spoon plug.
I can't say I've ever seen one.
I guarantee you that.
Where'd you get it?
It's made by a place over in Hickory, North Carolina.
No kidding.
Buff Bates. They made it back in the 40s.
No kidding.
Oh, it's old. It's been around forever.
You're
And
doing good.
they make it all kinds of different
No
sizes.
kidding.
All we have to, what it is, if they made it where the right, 7 different sizes.
Right.
From surface down to 25 feet.
Right.
And you just control back and forth. You find what depth they're at and hit the right speed.
You're dragging them pretty quick though.
Well, I'm slower today.
Are you?
Yeah, what is it?
Yep.
I was down here Thursday or Friday, whichever one it was. And I had to be at least 6.5 miles an hour. You didn't catch nothing.
No kidding.
Right now, I'm traveling about 5 3/4. But most people only go about a half or 1 mile an hour.
Right.
They think I'm crazy.
But you're getting them. I see it. One right after another. How about that?
Most of the time, if you control them going yon way and you get one, you come back this way, you get one, there's schools between them.
Yep.
So you can go back and catch.
Yep.
That's what I was doing right now.
Yeah.
I caught several cats. Then, made a few cats and didn't get one. I said, well, I've lost the school. Some of it was a little bit further down there.
I'll tell you one thing, they've started here in the last 3 weeks. They're wearing it out in the mornings.
Are they?
On top of the water, they're wearing it out. Yeah, I'm talking,
Early in the morning?
oh yeah, 6:30. Anyway, I get up at 5:30. And they're out here, I can hear them slapping around every morning.
Well, don't be surprised if you see me in the morning.
All right, come on out,
I mean,
buddy.
I fish. And once again, I hope you got a little bit of something out of this. And I hope that I've inspired you. This little video of me catching some fish will inspire you to go to YouTube, Don Dixon Fishing, where you can learn how to catch any kind of fish anywhere in the world at any time of the year. Successful fishing takes knowledge, and knowledge can be learned, and it's free. So do yourself a favor and take advantage of it. See you on the water.